Been at the court too long. I listen to the sound of the songs for 40 minutes. I can tell what kind of trust you on. I can see it in your eyes. Oh, I'm having a high enough to lie about it. So high and unimpressed to say that. Shaped like a trophy. All this hard work earns victory. But I bet to take me moving too fast.
What's good, YT family? It's your brother Eli coming to you with another KVA video. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the channel. I much appreciate all of your support. Thank you for listening to every video, and I hope everything is well and everyone is truly blessed with their life so far. So today we're going to speak about a very sensitive topic, Today we're going to speak about lust and how I believe it slowly kills a man and slowly weakens a man's heart and makes him unable or incapable of actually truly finding love in itself. So let's start off with a story. Story time, fellas. Story time. So this was a young Eli around 2016, maybe even 2015, if I'm wrong. Just very young, man. I was very young, very naive. Not that many relationships under my belt in itself. I was very green when it came to women. Didn't really have that much experience at that age. I had so many other things going on as far as just moving, traveling a lot, to where, I didn't really have a lot of opportunity to actually create relationships, just due to the fact that I was just moving so much. But this is around the time when I was working at Target. I was working seasonal. I was working at Target around 2016, and I met this one chick, man, who, like, this is around the time, I have to admit, man, when I was just like I was so in love with light-skinned girls, man. Like, I was so, now my mind is, as far as just women, I'm, complete, I want to say I'm pretty open to a lot of different nationalities and ethnic groups. I'm sorry, I can't speak right now. But I feel like I'm more open now. But there was a time where I truly only liked light-skinned chicks, and man, I was just like so in lust for them. Like, especially the ones with like the thick hips, like nice waist and pretty face and all this shit. I think this is around like the time like Nicki Minaj was like the thing, and it was just like, it just was a time for light-skinned chicks. It was just a time for that in that era. And man, I was just so weak for him. And it was this one that I met as I was working there at Target. And man, when I say like she was everything that I physically would want in a woman at the time, like it was just like crazy. Like she had almost everything I would physically want. And we connected very quickly, and that, like, from what I remember, being that it was so long ago, but we connected very quickly. And when you're in that situation, and this is how powerful lust can be, when you're in a situation when you're very lustful, you kind of feel as if like you aren't even in control of the moment, and you're just drifting. You're just drifting. Like, lust is it feels like you're driving in a car going 90 to 100 miles an hour, and you're not on the steering wheel and there's no brakes. Like, it just feels like your body has completely overridden your mind, and you're just not thinking. Thinking back at it, there was a lot of red signs now that I'm aware of just lust and sex and stuff like that, and how it can actually, how it can affect a man's mental. I've seen a lot of bad things and bad ways in her or whatever, but let's just keep that under wraps. So, we came real close. We talked a lot. Like, we just got very close. hung out a few times, and like, you know, I really, really liked her. Like I really liked how she moved. I really liked her style and all these things like that. And she, in a way, she reciprocated that. Like she, you know, it was times where, like, you know, I felt in my mind how I seen things, that the feelings were mutual. Long story short, she ended up, I think, you know, kind of distancing herself from me, due to, you know, I guess an ex coming back into her life or whatever it may be. I still don't really know the answers to the story, to that ending. But I realized that, like, it really did, like, that shit really did hurt me a lot. Like, it really did affect me. And in some ways, it made me change how I thought about women a lot. And this kind of opened up the door to a lot of just toxic and negative behaviors that I had towards women, and still sometimes do have, and insecurities and stuff like that. That, like, you know, I'm slowly, not perfect at all, but like slowly I'm getting a more understanding of myself, and handling how to fix those emotions and feelings that, you know, necessarily aren't real. Because when you're in an emotional state, man, it feels like, you know, logic is completely out of your mind, and it slowly destroys you. Like, it slowly makes you feel as if, like, relationships are not meant for any connection, which I still do believe they are. And then also other guys that I come across in either on YouTube or just in life, that can reciprocate the same stories, the same, you know, situations that they've been through due to lust and due to overly sexualizing a woman, and just completely, you know, not being aware of, you know, the truth that has been constantly been laid out in front of them. It's very important to understand when you are in lust, and it's a very strong energy in it. And I feel like a lot of times, because I've made many videos on semen retention and you know, sexual transmutations and stuff like that, which is cool, which I feel like I'm happy I did actually talk a lot about these subjects, and I probably will continue to talk you know, about these topics and stuff like that, because being that we're young men, I'm in my mid-20s. Let's say, you know, there's guys on my channel that I know that are probably 18, 19, 20, whatever, even younger than that. Your sexual energy is very vital, and it's very sensitive. And if not in control early, it can really destroy you. It can really just, you know, and let's not even talk about things as, like, you know, because my personal experience with, like, having an out of control sexual lifestyle was just porn addiction. That was me personally. But there's also a lot of other things, if not handled, controlled, or anything like that, it can go through all types of different avenues. A lot of men are probably in prison right now because of a woman that they should not have been with. A lot of men are probably having children or having relationships with women that they shouldn't have or shouldn't even really be in. And it's not necessarily because the woman is a bad woman or anything like that, so I don't want to turn into that, but a lot of the times it's because the man isn't really seeing the woman past her physical gifts, and doesn't understand that they really don't have a connection like that. They really don't have a true relationship or any type of, you know what I'm saying, what would you say, similarities other than just physical attraction, which can be to anyone. And yeah, man, it's something that can be very, very detrimental, you know what I'm saying, due to whatever, you know. And I even me personally, I just was talking to a friend earlier about, you know what I'm saying, my relationship as far as my father and my mother, which, you know, my father and my mother were never married, but it goes to show that lust and having just, you know, that mindset of just wanting sex so much can, you know, can cause a lot of tears, and it cause a lot of damages to your emotional health, and it takes a very long time to recover from. And some things are permanent. Example given me, as far as, you know, I don't believe I was a planned baby. I believe I was a baby that was made completely out of lust because of, as you can see, as I already told you, that, my father and mother was, my mother and father was never married. So there clearly wasn't that much of a connection other than just sex. And that's why I tell you guys a lot of the time, make sure that you're scouting these women if you're dealing with a woman and if you're going through those things. And maybe it might take time if, you're going through a real problem as far as like your sexual energy and understanding when to turn that on and off and how to go about it. Make sure that when you're making these connections or you're making these relationships and stuff like that, you're not just in your lower self. You're not just, oh man, I gotta fuck. God damn, look how good her ass look. Oh my God, this and that, da. Like, don't turn it into that. Like, don't try not to keep, that being the main thing that keeps you attracted to this woman. You know what I'm saying? Because, sometimes you might be dealing with, you can be dealing with a very bad woman and you never know. You might not be able to recover. Sometimes a lot of these relationships with these Jezebel women and these Jezebel men and these succubus ass women and these succubus ass men, it takes some of the emotional trauma that you might go through with this person might not be reversed in a very long time. You might not heal from that in a very long time. And I know obviously society and social media and all this stuff promotes sex so much and promotes it to be a normal thing. And it really isn't. There can be very much, a harsh consequence for slinging your dick around anywhere. There can be a harsh consequence for, ladies out there, opening your womb to just any man. It can be very harsh, very, very detrimental consequences of that. So, just be aware, be conscious of it. And understand, man, that, when you're in this world, there's especially, sex is always in the air. Sex is always around you. And you have to be aware. You have to, be on your, your P's and Q's on which women and which men you plan on dealing with. And is it the right decision for you to make if going forward? So, yeah, man. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the channel. Much appreciate you guys, man. Love y'all. Peace.